Hey everybody, welcome to another action-packed, exciting episode of Scotty's Record Shop. Before we get to the matter at hand, which you already know what it is because you saw the thumbnail and all that stuff and the title, I want to do what I usually do, which is thank everybody who's been watching these silly things. We got a couple more new subscribers since the last video, and I know I'm like a broken record, but as tragic as that would be, for those of us who love music. Anyway, I'm a broken record, but I really do appreciate each and every one of you right there. I'm not doing this for fame and fortune, and I always say that, but it really is true. So any little bit, any little growth is great. You know what I'm saying? It makes it worthwhile. I was doing these videos when no one really cared, and now people are starting to care again, and that's just a really good feeling. So thank you very much, and especially hello to our couple new subscribers that we picked up over the last week or so. Okay. So as you can already see by the title and the thumbnail and all that stuff, we're going to look at the studio discography of the British band Dire Straits. I was kind of inspired to do this because of last week's video. We handled the studio discography from the 80s of Bob Dylan. And one of the albums that was in the 80s, which was one of Dylan's better albums. And if you want to know where that ranked in the 80s, please go back one video and you'll see that. But the album is called Infidels, despite what I went through the entire video almost calling it Desire. But that's okay, I'm visually impaired, yeah, right, So, but I knew there was something wrong through that whole little thing, where I was talking about the album and calling it Desire, and I'm like, no, this is not it. Well, anyway, the point is, album is called Infidels, and Mark Knopfler is all over it. I mean, it is. His influence is all over it. His playing's all over it. His production is all over it, and it sounds it. And if you're not a Dire Straits fan, that Dylan album probably it might not be for you. I'm a Dire Straits fan for the most part, so I kind of liked it, and I like Mark Knopfler's guitar playing. He's very unique, country kind of. I don't even know how to classify that guy, but a great guitar player. We have well, anyway, so that led to me going, hey, maybe I should do Dire Straits. I was planning on doing it at some point anyway, and what the hell, we'll do it. We'll do it this weekend, Memorial Day weekend. If you're watching this, shortly after it drops, you're in the middle of Memorial Day weekend 2026. If you're watching it 30 years from now and I'm long gone, hey, it's still Memorial Day weekend for me. By the way, since it's Memorial Day weekend, special salute to all those who served and all those who gave their lives so that I can be on YouTube ranking Dire Straits albums without having the government come down on me because somebody in the government doesn't like Dire Straits or some weird shit like that. I don't know. Anyway, let's get into it, shall we? There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 studio albums. We're not going to talk about the live albums. We're not going to talk about Alchemy. That's a great album, though, by the way. If you're interested in other stuff that's come out, other live things, they were a good live band. I never got a chance to see them live, but certainly growing up in the 70s and 80s and stuff, there were a lot of live shows on the radio and stuff, so I got to hear them live. And like I said, the Alchemy album was issued in 83ish, 84? Great album. Anyway, so we're going to look at these 6 studio albums here, go from my least favorite to my favorite. There's going to be maybe a few hot takes in here, and I'm sorry, but it's just kind of the way the cookie crumbles here. I'm going to switch these, by the way. All right, so let's get right to it. The album that I think pretty much everybody puts at the bottom, and for good reason. I was really excited when this album was coming out in 91, was it, I think? And it came out at an odd time because it was like grunge was picking up and the music industry had changed. And you combine that with the fact that Mark Knopfler just did not seem to have his heart into this at all. I think he wanted to continue doing his solo stuff, and I guess so. But what we got was On Every Street. I didn't own this for the longest time. I had heard it in the early '90s and went, yeah, it's just not for me. But some some time ago, I found it really cheap in a used CD bin. And I was like, okay, it's the only one I didn't have, so like $2, why not? So anyway, not much to say about this. There's a couple of okay songs, but overall, it's just an unremarkable for me. For me personally, I feel it's an unremarkable, really uninspired, going through the motions kind of thing. The guitar playing on here is great. Knopfler's great, but it just doesn't, So anyway, at number 6 for the Dire Straits catalog, for me, On Every Street. Next one is going to be a hot take, maybe, for some people, because some people are going to probably put this album a lot higher because it's their biggest album. When this came out in '85, I was like, this is great. This is a great album. This is really good. This is really good. And as time went on, I'm like, I'm sick of this, and it's not as good as I thought it was. And and the song we're talking about, Brothers in Arms. There's some exceptionally good music on here, and it's a great sounding album, great musicianship, and rightfully so. This was a big seller for the band, but like Walk of Life, even when that came out, I was like, I just didn't. Did not care for that song. I don't know why. Brother in Arms, The Man's Too Strong, even Money for Nothing. Although I am kind of really sick of that song, it is kind of a cool song, you know. You know, I was going to say something, but I won't say it. There's some not nice terms and words used in that song which probably wouldn't fly today, but because it's classic rock, we all tend to overlook it. But I'm not going to go there. But it's a good album. It's just I'm worn out on this album, and I just don't like. They went too commercial on this one. It just, anyway, don't get me wrong, Money for Nothing, great song, great video, and when this first came out, that was where I was at. We were enveloped by the mid '80s sound, and now it's like, it's okay. I'm not saying that this is a throwaway album, or if you're want to examine or explore Dire Straits, stay away from this album. I'm not saying that. I would say that about this one. Yeah, but all the rest of these albums, I mean, they're all really good, but they got to be ranked somewhere. And for me, my 5th out of 6th is Brothers in Arms. Okay, this could be a hot take. I haven't really watched too many people's videos lately about ranking Dire Straits, and this one ranked higher. The next two ranked higher for people. In fact, I've seen the next two be number 1 for some people, and I get it. But again, these have to go somewhere, and this is my own personal feelings. They're not right. They're not wrong. They're mine. Let us know in the comments what you think. By the way, I do try to get to the comments. There's some stray comments that I got to get to this weekend. It's a holiday weekend. I'll actually have a chance to talk to you guys a little bit. So that is coming. But yeah, feel free to let us know what your favorite Dire Straits album is, or how you would rank them, whatever. There's only 6. It's not too hard. And some other videos, people have just been flat out ranking their albums, like Beatles albums, all 13. And I really appreciate that. I really do. I do read them. It may not be like, the day that you post them. Just don't. It's okay. I will get to you. I promise. And if you leave a nasty comment, I still read those. And you know what? Your nasty comments still help because it helps the algorithms. It's like it's a comment. They're not like, this guy doesn't like Scotty's record shop. It's just the algorithm's like, oh, somebody commented on it. And I don't tend to, when somebody leaves kind of a nasty comment, I don't debate you. I mean, you're welcome to your opinion, and that's completely fine. So, and it's there for everybody to see. You've made your statement. I hope you feel better. I hope you sleep really good at night. I really do. So anyway, number 4. This is a really good album, okay? This is not I feel like I need to justify myself with these now because they are really good albums, but again, they gotta go someplace. So, Communique, 1979, their second album, uh, a a a good album. Nothing too much like mainstream radio didn't touch this too much. Lady Rider was the single, and it didn't get like it wasn't. It was no Sultans of Swing on radio. But there's some great songs on this album, and again, if this is the album you stumble upon, you find a copy of this dirt cheap in a CD bin or an album used vinyl bin, and you're like, I wonder what Dire Straits is like. It's a good place to start. This is not bad at all, you know. Just because it's number 4 doesn't mean it's bad. So 1979, I'm going to say something that is going to be a bit controversial. I feel like this is the second album. I think they did progress. I think they did progress from the first album to this one, but in some ways, and this isn't necessarily a bad thing, it's kind of the first album 2.0 in a way. Kind of the first two albums kind of fit really nicely together. I'm trying not to be critical of it. I mean, it's not a bad thing, but they do kind of fit together in some ways. Again, this is a step forward in many ways to the first album, but it's a personal thing, and it's at number 4. Okay, number 3. This goes to a lot of people's number 1. I get it. I do get it. And when this first came out, I got it. I liked it a lot. It's just some other albums just move me more. It's their first album from 1978. You know, some people are so sick of Sultans of Swing. I still love that song. I don't change it. If I'm at work and I'm listening to Sirius XM, or I'm on my way home or whatever, and it comes on, it's not like, oh God, you know, I can't stand this. No, I like it. I wish radio would play more from this album. You know, when this first came out, radio did play a little bit more from this, but a very, very, very good place to start. And like I said, for many of you people out there, this is their best album, their first album. It's amazing. It's what Dire Straits was. I'm not going to argue with you. Not going to argue with you. You got every right to think that and feel that way. I mean, I love this album when it came out. I mean, it's a great friggin' album, isn't it? So anyway, number 3. The very first Dire Straits album from 1978. Okay, next one, some people would not put this one as high. I fell in love with this album when it came out, and I don't know, I cannot explain it. It was the right album at the right time for me, if that makes any sense at all. Sometimes albums will come out and it's not necessarily in your wheelhouse per se, although I did like Dire Straits, but when I say I clinged on to this album, I clinged on to this album. And even our local kind of pop top 40 station, they kind of melded the current top 40 of the early 80s with some more rock and stuff, but they played the hell out of this album. The album that I'm talking about, Making Movies, 1981. I just love this album. I don't know. I'm trying to encapsulate why this album moved me at the time, and it still brings a smile to my face. And I guess like I said, it was the right record at the right time for me. So I really just jumped onto this. Bought it when it came out, and it was getting a lot of play. We have a college station here in my town, and it got a lot of airplay on there, and I loved listening to that college station. I actually worked at that college station for 22 years, 23 years. I worked in radio there. It was, and I played this because it's damn good. And excellent place. Maybe not as good as this. I get it, but it's here. It's something that moves me. Okay, my second favorite Dire Straits album from 1981, Making Movies. Number one. Some people put this at number one. I've seen this before. I just, again, this, and then came this. And, excuse me. Um, this is just, for me, everything that Dire Straits represented. They were getting into their longer pieces. I mean, they were kind of, I don't want to use the word experimental, but kind of elongated pieces and very moody. Gosh, excuse me. And I remember this didn't get as much love on like the top as like this did on it was WIGY was the station um, up here in Maine at the time. This didn't get the love. This got more love on the college stations because it maybe wasn't quite as accessible as this. But Love Over Gold, I mean, this is just a freaking great album. Is it their best album? I'm going out and saying yes. I think it's their best album. I think that even if you like the other albums, I think if you listen to them all and then you get to this one, I would hope that you would possibly go, wow, this is probably the best thing they ever did. If you don't think it is, that's absolutely fine. Remember, down in the comments, let me know. I'm great with that. I really am. So anyway, my favorite album from Dire Straits from 1982. Was this 82? I think it was 82. I think it was 82. Can't see the back because I'm blind. But 82. We're going to call it 82. Love Over Gold. What a great friggin' album by Dire Straits. So there you go, kiddies. My ranking of the Dire Straits discography. Again, let us know what you think down in the comments. Please give it a thumbs up. Right? Give it a like. Subscribe if you haven't subscribed yet. Comment. Again, all those things really help the station. Yes, I'm back in radio again. It helps the channel, and again, I'm gonna let this little beast grow at its own pace. Hopefully it does grow because I want to reach more people. I like talking music to you guys, and I just like that interaction with you guys, even though I don't see you, and but I can still hear you through those comments. So like, comment, subscribe, share with your friends, share with your enemies. What the hell, right? Alrighty, kiddies. Thanks again for watching, and until next time, peace and love.